Um, Hi, and this is my daily recap. So sometimes I will record now daily recaps to bring more details to immediate price action, and just it will take less time from me and less time from you because they will be more short. So today I was following JPY pairs, and first trade was CHF JPY. It was a loser, entered with clear internal structure, all good on emotions, a lot of confluence, but the problem with this setup is that there was much clearer setup on 5 minutes and I missed a better entry. So let me quickly check on the context. So we have a daily shift, tap into a daily zone and starting to move up. On the 4 hours, just basically the same thing, reaccumulation, moving up. 1 hour is looking, so this is the entry point on 1 minute, and you see it's quite high. It's quite high, so it was possible, I think, to make something like this and break it, but because of so many shifts on 1 hour, I could consider it a pretty overextended market. But this market created a really nice chain. So you see a zone that is mitigating a zone, and now, so it was possible to suggest that we want this deeper mitigation to continue holding these zones. But I was okay with taking it, so 15 minutes were bullish, creating this clear shift, and this pretty weak price action. So this is the bigger problem with this entry, is that it happened after we started to create this range price action a lot of weeks. And pay attention to this zone on 5 minutes. Unfortunately, I was not awake at that time, but basically this was much better entry. Let me show you. So again, the context overall is pretty bullish, and this was my try. So you see, it's just internal structure, so pretty rangy market. But internal structure was pretty clean break, clean zone, and I entered here. Got an instant loser. Compare this price action to this one. We have extremely clear break, so this is a 1 minute break and 5 minute break. Tap into a zone and then a build up of a wave-like really clear structure, and some entries were possible here. If I was entering here, I would manage something like this. So break even somewhere here at this point, then trail to here, wait for the break, trail to here or to here, wait for a new break, trail to here or to here, wait for a new break, trail, trail, and basically that's it for this trade. And then later the market went down. So this is the zone that the market mitigated from 1 hour, as you can see. So this was the 1 hour unmitigated part, or we can say that we had this bigger down move as a part of this chain. And let's see if there was an entry possibility there. So basically you could start looking for some entries here, of course, either break even or losers, and the last entry was here. So you had this structure, then this clear structural break with extremely clear zone, and go manage somewhere here, and that's all. So this the review of this trade. Then I had a GBP GPY. So I switched to this one. Again, everything is the same on this one, so they are all correlated. They were looking like this, for hours like this. 1 hour again a bit overextended and a bit rangy, but was looking to take them all higher. 15 minutes the same, a bit rangy, but 5 minutes and 1 minute, especially 1 minute, looked pretty nice. So first time I was looking at GP GPY was here. I saw this extremely clear shifts and was waiting for this mitigation. Was just looking to take this one, but given we have so much cleaner zone just below and not the clearest price action on 5 minutes, 15 minutes, I wanted to wait for this step. When the time of this step came, I was away from my computer, but the entry was possible here. So why? Because we have a shift, and then it all holds. And basically we have one shift to the downside, so it's a usual reaccumulation pattern. Entry was possible here, but then it would be a break even, and then if you wanted, you could enter with this inside structure or with this fractal reaccumulation, and this was phenomenal entry. So break even somewhere here, and then trail, here, wait for the break, and then some trails here. So it was possible to trade to 7-8 hour, but I didn't take it. What I took was this one, clear shift, and then a break after this fakes, after this CS, just price started moving up. Because the price didn't show me like an impulse, I close here manually, and that's it. The weakest part of this entry is of course a lot of shifts to the upside, just 5 or 4, and I was looking at it, I was just expecting some reaccumulation. And then later, and at the same time, I was following USD GPY. So USD GPY was extremely clear this week. I was able to get some trades out of it, but so this is daily. This is 4 hour and 1 hour, so some shifts to the upside, first shifts, reaccumulation, and started to move up. The problem with this run is that it's just too quick. So after basically after this shift, I wanted to have some reaccumulation deeper, but it never happened. And we mitigated this bigger down move before the up move with this one. Given some possibilities for entries, for example, in zones like this one, but it was Asia time for me, so I was not looking at it, and then created one more shifts, some local reaccumulations, so resetting the count of the breaks, and we have one break, second break, third break. Inside of this, I took this entry, which was not that good because of the fact that we are so overextended and we needed at least some kind of reaccumulation. And then later, I will just point out this on 5 minutes. We created this zone, we tapped into it, then created a break and a break, so double break to the down to the upside from the zone, and this is a full chain here and a partial chain here. And then I took an entry on 1 minute. I will show it right now, and this one is an example. This were also my entries. So this was my first entry, clear shift to the upside, to the downside, in this zone, fractal zone, inside structure, and when the price started to move, entered here. Really just went break even somewhere here, and then after this break trailed below this low. This one took me out. The problem with this entry is that it's a bit too high, so this one would be better, and of course 5 minutes is pretty much overextended. Then later market went down, mitigated 5 minutes, started to move up, created this move, mitigated, started to move up, I entered. It gave me an instant loser the session, so the problem with this one is that the session was not optimal, so it was just below the New York. Yeah, and then we mitigated once again, so this is a new 5-minute shift, created this really clear, let me clean up the brushes, really clear shift on 1 minute, and the same time it's a 5 minutes shift as well, and mitigated the zone, started to move up. I entered. After this break, move to here. After this break, move to here. After this break, move to here. Took me out at 3R. Of course, at this time, we just expected this reaccumulation. And then it created an overextended range on 1 minute, and started to create clear inside structure in this overall bullish bias, and gave this just really nice entry possibility, this one or this one, with possible management like this. After this break, managed to here, and then so it was possible to manage to here, for example. Then again, deep reaccumulation, and that's all, just moving higher. So for instance, this example that I mentioned in the previous recap is that if you want like really safe trail, then you need to have these breaks but not trail, wait for reaccumulation, and now with this break you can basically trail maybe to here or to here, and you can be pretty confident that now after new breaks, and then you need to decide, either you mix, so it's a bit discretionary, but you need to test and see what style suits you. For me, it's more about the lows. Some people, they trail aggressively just with the candles, and you can combine, for instance, five or six breaks with the lows, and then after 6 break, you understand that when the price is moving here, it will most likely take you out, so you start to trail more aggressively.